Okay, this is the third time, that's three, not three. Third time I've tried to record this. When I invite my co-host on, my friend Kimberly, it echoes. And if you've ever done a Facebook Live video and you know how to solve that problem, I want you to private message me and let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I'm on Wi-Fi, I have my volume off, I even tried to use headphones, and it got all wonky. So, it's been a day. I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna take capture those thoughts, and we're gonna have a great rest of the day, because if you saw my stories this morning, we had some trauma on the way to school. I'm not gonna go into it here because we're here to talk about Thanksgiving and how last week might have spurred some things in you. You might have felt a little overindulgent. You might have felt a little bit out of control. You might have rocked last week, which is great because we wanna use those skills to go forward into almost said next week, but really all of next month. So December is typically a time where there's a lot of holiday parties. There's just about every holiday under the sun falls in December. It's such a fun, festive time. Plus it's generally cold outside. We're here in Atlanta and it is freezing outside. I'm not gonna complain because those of you in Minnesota, go zip it. But it's cold, so we like to be inside, right? And when you're inside, you're more prone to want to be around food because it's comfort and that kind of environment. So how do we really rock through the holidays without getting super distracted and super off course? And the reason I wanted to bring Kimberly on is because on Monday we started talking about our masterclass that kicks off next Monday, December 3rd, and is gonna run for 6 weeks. This is a masterclass where we dig deep into skill building. Because y'all, after all, it's not just about the food and the fitness. It is not calories in, calories out. We talked a lot, this is driving me crazy, on Monday about your body being a chemistry lab and not calories in, calories out. That's more of a bank account, right? So changing that mindset, but then on top of that, layering in an opportunity to really talk about our mindset, how we feel about food. What meaning do we give food, especially around the holidays? And kind of digging into that together, because these skills actually apply to all areas of life, not just health and fitness and feeling great. Because after all, we really want to live our best lives, right? Because then we can give back to others, give back to our community, show up differently on the job, be more present with our family, have more energy, feel like getting off the couch and out from under the blanket, right? Go be positive. So these are 8 ways that you can really be successful in the holiday season moving forward. And these are simple, simple, simple. They don't require any equipment. They don't require any investment. They don't require anything other than maybe a pen and paper to jot down some notes. Okay, so we're gonna get going. The first one during the holidays, and I learned this last week, is to stay busy. And you could say stay productive, stay occupied. Okay, because what happens is that boredom, if you have kids, raise your hand if you have kids, boredom is dangerous. Boredom is the land of trouble. Boredom is where if you don't have something to do, I have 2 boys, I know they're gonna get into trouble. And for us as adults, oftentimes if we're bored, we naturally, I'm sitting here right outside my kitchen, we naturally walk into the kitchen, we open the pantry. And to replace boredom with an activity, we tend to mindlessly eat. So try to schedule activities. Plan a hike, go for a walk. If there's a museum exhibit that's only in December, go check it out. Go do some free local events in your town. But that space that's not filled will get filled with other things. And often it's our bad habits. So tip number 1 is stay busy. That free time can make you anxious, so we don't want any of that. We want to enjoy the season. And y'all, there are so many, I can't remember the website for Atlanta, but there's so many, if you just type in free events December near me, you'll pop up with lots of great things to do with your family. So stay busy. Number 2, after an amazing meal that you've enjoyed with friends and family, maybe it's a holiday cocktail party with your spouse's work, whatever the case may be, after that meal, after you've enjoyed it, push back away from the table and move to another room. Go do something else. Help to, put all the leftovers away. Help to do the dishes. I know that's not everyone's favorite thing, but pull out a board game. Bring a board game with you to a party. Do something that's gonna bring you out of that situation. Sometimes it is just a location type of thing, right? We are around a table, there's food, it's kind of calling our name. You don't have to sit there and be present with that food. You can go do something different, okay? So we're staying busy, we're moving away from the table after we've enjoyed a great meal. And then number 3 is really more of a mantra. okay? These holiday festivities are more of a marathon than a sprint, okay? The cookie decorating party that your kids are invited to, the holiday party that you've got for your small group, the kids event at daycare, those are not all sprints. You don't have to eat all the cookies, enjoy all the things in each one of those. Think of all of your activities, all of those events kind of in a line, and you're just kind of going through them and being present, enjoying those relationships. There are different people at each event, right? People that you probably haven't seen for most of the year, or if you're a busy mom, you're kind of shuffling between things and you're not really connecting. Use those opportunities to make it less about the food and more about the connections. So just remember, it is a marathon. So I know for Thanksgiving, a great kind of guardrail, if you're going to an event that's going to be 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe you show up at 2 and you leave at 7, there is a large window of opportunity to just eat your way through that, right? We don't want to do that. We want to say, okay, I'm going to show up. I'm going to drink some great water. I'm going to mingle with the guests. I might play cornhole out in the front yard if it's warm enough, whatever the case may be. And then I'm going to eat between this window and this window. Kind of shorten that window in your mind. You don't have to announce it, right? It's just within your mind. So marathon, not a sprint. All right, now number 4. This is a great tip because if you were like me at all, and I was raised to believe that you needed to clean your plate, right? Well, I had that, my parents used to say, like, starving kids in Africa, which is actually true, but we never did ship our food there. But for some reason, that seed was planted, and I got it in my head that I had to clean my plate, right? It was kind of a sign of respect. If I ate everything on the plate, it meant that the meal was amazing, and I carry that into adulthood. So the tip for that is, if you're part of the Clean Plate Club, if that's something that you've carried from childhood or wherever, you hear Aunt Sue's voice in your head, think about plate size. And I actually brought some examples because this is our normal dinner plate, right? This is what you would have for a salad or an appetizer, and look at the difference. Right? Huge difference. So if you're a clean plater, sometimes we don't have to fight against our biology, right? Just go with a smaller plate. So when you're piling up a smaller plate and you're eating off that smaller plate, you're telling your brain that you're full and satisfied, but it is a very different amount of food. That's a very different amount of food. Y'all see the difference? All right, so smaller plates. Number 5, talking about the plate, there's so many amazing savory and sweet and all kinds of good stuff that around the holidays that only comes out during the holidays. But start off every meal and fill every plate with veggies first. All right? I'm not going to tell you to eat kale if kale is not your jam, but I am going to tell you find the veggies that you love and maybe even try something new. Maybe you love raw cucumbers, but somebody has made some homemade pickled cucumbers, some really cool salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, and feta. Try that. Try it. Just try something new, but veggies most on your plate, okay? Yes, you can have the mashed potatoes. Yes, you can have the stuffing. Yes, you can have all those good things, but start with veggies most. Why? Why? Just because Stephanie told you to? No. Because vegetables actually fill you up, but they have a lower caloric load. I'm not gonna nerd out on you and get into all the micronutrition from vegetables, but if you're gonna be in a situation where you're around people eating all day long, start with the veggies most, all right? Deal? All right, next thing, hold tight to your water. We teach our clients 2 hands on the wheel. And no, you don't have to grip your water bottle like a death grip, but if you are somewhere with a water bottle, or here's a new favorite, if y'all haven't tried these, can you see that? Waterloo. I got turned on to these. Thank you, Sarah Antweiler. These are sparkling water, but they're awesome. This one's watermelon. Something like this, but 2 hands on the wheel, so you're enjoying great water, you're getting hydrated, you're full and satisfied, it's filling you up, and you're not as tempted to go into the things that maybe just aren't that awesome, to be honest with you. So holding tight to your water, hydrated, full, and focused is the goal with that. All right, so let's go to number 7. Stay away from open-ended foods. And what is an open-ended food? An open-ended food is something that is like a big bowl of something, a big bowl of chips and dip, big bowl of popcorn, a platter of cheese and crackers, a big bowl of candy, things where, and I'll show you, these are still in the bags because I was munching on them. But when it's just a bowl full of macadamia nuts and you're just kind of grazing, Macadamia nuts, awesome food, but when you're grazing, all of a sudden you've eaten 2 cups of them and you have no idea of tracking, right? And that's what happens. I'm the first to say that's what happens to me at parties. I just kind of graze, you're kind of in the moment, you're just working your way through. Stay away from the open-ended foods. If it's something that you love, again, grab that smaller plate, put a small portion of it, something that you can eyeball and not kind of go overboard on. If you're gonna graze and you don't wanna have that kind of limited portion, go back to the veggies, right? You can go unlimited with that. So you want to be able to track and kind of know what you've put into your body, because that's how we fuel ourselves. All right, number 8, priorities, right? Who doesn't love priorities? We are coached on that all the time, but I want you to prioritize your sweets. I am not that coach that's going to tell you never to eat sugar again. I'm just not. It's not in my wheelhouse, because I love sweet things and I have a lot of great recipes for things that are yummy and awesome. But here's the but, so that you don't get a but. If you love pumpkin pie, for example, but you don't really love sugar cookies and eggnog, say no to the sugar cookies and eggnog and enjoy that slice of pumpkin pie. Make that your jam. Enjoy it. Be in the moment with it. I feel like have a moment with the pumpkin pie. But when you're eating that pumpkin pie, be in that positive mindset, right? Like, this is not the time to like get into a fight with Aunt Flo and then go like stuff pumpkin pie in, right? That's not really what we're going for, but prioritize those desserts. Pick one thing that you love, 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 love. Maybe it's one thing that's only around that time of year and that's homemade and it's made with love. Enjoy it, all right? So, real quick, if you're jumping on at the end, I'm gonna share with you the top 8 things that are gonna help you survive and thrive. We don't really wanna survive, because that's not living our best life. Stay busy during the holidays. Plan fun activities. This gives you a chance to get off electronics, gives you a chance to get out and explore your communities, be with other people, and really just find out what your town is made of. So stay busy, plan some things. That little bit of mental work before the holidays will pay off big time, I promise. Number 2, move away from the table after the meal. Be out of that location, right? Temptation, location. So step away from that, get the dishes done, go put the leftovers away, maybe even brush your teeth if you're at home. It's a great way to approach things. Number 3, holiday meals are a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to have everything at every single holiday event you go to. You will be grateful for that at the end of December, I promise you. Number 4, if you're a clean plate club, remember it's the size matters. Size matters. So you want to pick a smaller plate, fill up on the things that you love, but keep that plate smaller so we can control the portions and really just be full and satisfied. Number 5, fill up on veggies most. Always go for the veggies, find the veggies. And if you feel like you're gonna go to an event that has no vegetables, bring them. Bring a crudité, bring your favorite veggie dish. They will be thankful, I promise. And they'll probably try something new. Hold tight onto your water, 2 hands on the wheel, right? Always stay hydrated. Rule of thumb, especially during the holidays. You wanna hear it? This water bottle is about 30 ounces. Ideally, you wanna be drinking 4 of these a day. Doesn't really matter how much you weigh, you're wanting to get in about a gallon of water to flush everything out, especially in the holidays when we're eating more rich foods, more salty foods, and drinking more alcohol. So 2 hands on the wheel, drink lots and lots of water. And whereas you might have pre-gamed with other beverages in the past, pre-game with water. Fill up on this before you head to your first party. Okay, I derailed on that. Number 7, stay away from open-ended foods. You want things that are a little bit more trackable so you can see the portion on your plate, not mindlessly munching on that bowl of popcorn that's just sitting there in the middle of the buffet, okay? Stay away from those. And number 8, finally, prioritize your sweets. Pick the things that you love, right? Maybe that one cake that, I keep making aunt names. None of these are my aunt names. Aunt Mary makes, brings you back to childhood, and it is a happy place for you. Awesome. Cut a portion of that, enjoy that. So prioritize that. Make that your thing. See, we did it. We did it. No echo. If this was helpful to you, please share this with your friends, because this is the kind of thing, I watch so many people get super stressed out during the holidays. And it is a stressful time because it deals with relationships and circumstances and all kinds of things that maybe we're not equipped to handle without a little support. So this could support somebody making some different choices this holiday to set them up for success. No reason to wait until January to feel better. We have gotten really good at feeling crappy and calling it normal. And my goal is to help you change that, to help you step into what feels great in your body, what fuels your body, what helps you feel great just from an energy level, from a clothing level, from a perspective of being able to be with family and enjoy life. I want you to live your best life. So if this is helpful to you, share it with your friends. And then if you're interested in the mentorship that's coming up December 3rd, y'all don't want to miss this. This is amazing. This is a chance to work on some great new skills with 2 or 3 fantastic coaches that are certified mindset mentors when it comes to fitness and nutrition. It's a whole different way. It's going to blow your mind, but this is a one-on-one group. So we talked about on Monday what we are doing in week 1. We're learning how to manage our hunger through the 5 different senses of hunger. Believe it or not, there are 5 types of hunger. It'll blow your mind to hear these. We're going to create a road to map, and if you don't know what that is, you're going to want to know what that is. It's awesome. It's the way to stay on track. Week 2, we start to get into the power of your why it's so important with you. What meaning have we attached to what we're kind of carrying around in life, right? Like there is meaning to this, and such freedom when you identify with that and start to push past it. Week 3, so this is when we're going to have one-on-one calls. We're going to be going over tracking things and what's showing up in your tracker and identifying some of the emotions, identifying some of the foods that fuel you and maybe the foods that inflame you. I liken it to this. Have you ever helped someone with a resume and you're able to pick out all the things on their resume that would make their resume just awesome, right? But you go to do your own resume and you're like, I have no idea. When we're writing down our intentional food choices, sometimes it's like that. You might be looking at that and going, I don't know. This is Greek to me. That's what we're trained to do. That's what we're skilled in doing. So we would be delighted to walk with you in that process. So that's week 3. And then week 4, we're tackling roadblocks because life loves to throw them at you. Had my share of roadblocks today. So we are going to get specific on tackling specific ones that are common to all of our journeys. We've tackled them and mastered them. You can too. So that's just a teaser. At the end of this week, we'll talk a little bit about weeks 5 and 6 of the Mastermind program. It is open for enrollment until December 3rd. And after that, it will be open again in January. You want to be in the test group because this is where success happens. Good stuff is going to happen in there. I hope this was helpful. I'd love for you to comment below which of the 8 tips resonated most with you. What stuck out most to you? Was there anything new that you heard or anything that you're like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that one thing. If you could do one thing differently during December in this holiday season, what's that one thing that you would do? Love you guys.